now watching the Goods Fam live on Twitch. It's 10 a.m. I'm Philly Good, and we're going to be on the MPCX again today. We're going through the MPC Bible, and we're on chapter 24, and that will be using plugins in controller mode. And I already have it set up where we were last time we were together. So if you can, please hit the notification bell to let you know that I'm here every day, 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and also the follow and subscribe, please. Yeah. So we'll just continue where we left off here, recording a plug-in instrument. So we're going to turn on full level, which is already on. Make sure pad perform is off. Double tap note repeat. Okay, actually we didn't get there quite yet. We were looking for the 19 soft leads. Okay, let's see, where do we see that? Soft leads must be in here. They're not in order and stuff, apparently, which makes it a little hard to find, but it scrolls really quick on here, so that's a good thing. Just not sure if I'm skipping past it by going so fast, though. How are you supposed to find stuff like this? This is crazy. Just scrolling through. Hey Nickelodeons, thanks for popping in. Glad you could check it out today. I'm just trying to find a specific plugin. They had it listed as number 19, soft tones or soft notes or something like that, but I've gone through a huge list of them and I still haven't seen it. I don't know if they were trying to make it difficult to find, but their point has been made. There must be an easier way to search in this, but I don't know. I haven't learned that yet. I'm brand new to this program. We just started using it the other day in controller mode, so this is all brand new to me. So if it's a little bit slow, it's because I'm just learning as I go. I just don't understand why they would make it so difficult to find if they're... I did not find it in there. It's not the first number 19 in here. No. Okay, I'm gonna go back and read that again. So 19 soft leads. I don't know why they would make it hard like that. Soft leads, huh? Okay. Maybe I can just type it in somehow. If I click on this, no? Yeah, I'm really not seeing it here. Soft leads, let's figure it out. Soft leads. Soft leads, soft leads. I don't get it. Why it's so difficult to find. Okay, well, I'm gonna assume that the soft leads didn't come in my version of the hybrid version. Let's continue and see what it says. So now, uni square lead. Yeah, because it shows theirs is right under currently selected category transcords. Yeah, it says it's nicely organized into sound type. In the top right of the plugin, click on the transition pad. Okay, let's give it a shot again. I think I was just not following the instructions well enough. So let's take a peek here. Okay, here we go. Soft leads, and then they want to go to. I just need to follow the instructions a little better. Uni square lead. All right. So we got it here. Speakers turned off because I took so long. All right. Got those booted back up. Now. Okay, and we're going to select pad bank D and hit a few pads to hear the soft lead in action. Interesting, interesting. All right. There, recording a plug-in instrument. So turn on full level, which it is. Pad perform is off, and double tap on note. Double tap note repeat. Okay. Set a 1/30-second time correction. Excuse me. Got a dust down here. All right. So it's on a 160 and we're going to put it at a 132. Press the ARP button and open the arpeggiator. So now we're going to set the action to rhythm and a rhythm pattern to skipping. And leave all the other parameters as they are. Hit record and play start and record some arpeggiation. With the arpeggiator set to rhythm, it will not play back an arpeggiated chord. Instead, it plays back the currently held pad in a note repeat style. But using the skipping rhythmical pattern we have configured. All right. Whoa. I don't know if I weird, it plays like that too. I really don't like that at all. Whatever it is, there's something with being in controller mode or something. It's got something all messed up. I don't like it. Using the skipping rhythmical pattern, maybe if that's what it is, why it's skipping like that. It's, yeah, it definitely is skipping. All right, if that's what you're meant to do, cool. But if not, I hope we figure that out. All right, so we're gonna load up the project hybridlead.xpj. hybrid failed to install. Okay. That's odd. Hybrid soft lead. Okay, I'm going to continue reading and see what it says. It says to listen to the reversion in sequence 1. But I have a feeling it's not going to play because the plugin's not available. That just sounds awful to me. Ugh. I'm really not thinking that's correct at all, but I'm trying to follow these instructions. Alright. So we just listened to their, well, half of their sequence 1 hybrid soft lead, which I believe didn't load up properly, which in the first 2 bars, yeah, it's not even there, I don't think. Oh yeah, there it is. So in the first 2 bars, they use pad D2, followed by D14, then D9, and in the last 2 bars, they use D2, D14, D9, and finally D13. Alright, bouncing plugin tracks to audio. As I've mentioned previously in this chapter, if your project uses hybrid or a third-party VST or AU plugin that shows up in the MPC software, that plugin is only available to use in your projects while you're working directly in the MPC software, be it via controller mode or directly in the MPC software GUI, graphical user interface. If you load that same project into standalone mode, you'll receive an error message saying the plugin is not available. As you can imagine, this can be quite limiting, especially for an MPC that most people buy in order to use as a standalone machine, which is what I did. Controller mode. So, however, the MPC offers us 2 different options to get those plugin sounds into standalone. We looked at bouncing tracks back in chapter 12 when we bounced our piano key group track into audio. The process is identical for a plugin track. Load up the project file hybrid lead.xpj. In sequence 1, select track 6. Okay. Soft lead. And on the track row, tap on the pencil icon. At the end of the edit row, select bounce to audio track. After bouncing, the MPC mutes our existing plugin track and automatically assigns the bounced audio to a new audio track. In main, hit the audio button and select audio track 2. At the bottom of the screen, tap on edit. So I don't think it's in that one. I think it's actually in audio 3. I believe I'm correct, but I don't see anything in there really. Okay. Says to hit play start and your sequence should sound exactly the same as it did when using the original plugin data. And yes, I just heard it. It still sounds like crap, so it must be the same. With the plugin track now muted and replaced with pure audio, we can save the project and return to standalone mode, and this particular aspect of your beat will continue to play back without a hitch. Check out their version on sequence 2 of the current project. Sounds like crap too. Yeah, I have a feeling it might have something to do with the way I have routed the sound coming back into the MPC and then to the speakers. I'm not sure if that's what's affecting it like that, but yeah, something's not right about that to me. Unless it's that skipping that they added to it. But why would you want your sound to sound like that? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. Bouncing external hardware synths and iPad synths. So far, we've been speaking specifically about internally installed plug-in instruments, but your MPC can also trigger the sounds from attached MIDI devices such as hardware synths and even synth apps such as iPad by using a MIDI type track to send MIDI out to the attached MIDI device. The bounce to audio option unfortunately does not work for MIDI type tracks, but we can however still bounce any MIDI track connected to an external hardware synth or even to an iPad using a slightly different method. And this will allow you to continue working on a project without needing that synth attached to your MPC. It's also a good option when dealing with analog synths, as they don't have any option to save any patches you create. By immediately bouncing down your synth performance, that unique instrument sound is permanently captured, and you don't have to rely on handwritten settings to try and recall your synth patch. Okay, gotcha. Going to assume you've already recorded your hardware synth performance to a MIDI track. In this case, you should already have a MIDI track containing your MIDI data, which is configured to send this MIDI data out of the MIDI port. Could be via USB, Bluetooth, or traditional MIDI cable. Check Appendix A for more information on how to do this correctly using both synths and iPads. So we'll check that out probably at the end when we go through the Appendix A. Excuse me. And your sequencer track should look something like this, where your synth's MIDI input is connected by a MIDI cable to MPC's MIDI out A. Okay, so let's see. Okay. So they want to connect the audio output of the synth to the recording inputs of the MPC. So I'm wondering if they want basically an out from the headphone jack to a different input on here. It's saying to refer to Appendix A for recommendations on suitable cables and MIDI hardware configuration. So maybe I'll jump to Appendix A just to check it out. Let's see here. Appendix A. No. Appendix A. Do 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 do. There's quite a bit to it. I don't even know if I'm still in Appendix A or not. Let me see. Yeah. Wow. There. Okay, so it starts right here. So I want to go to the part where they're talking about outgoing audio connections. Incoming audio connections. Here we go. Line level devices. They're also talking about an iPad synth, right? Maybe if I hook up my iPad. That's for the foot switch. I'm gonna try this. So instrument 1. I'm gonna connect the iPad to it. See if I have some sort of go. so let's see. It's not recognizing anything. I think it would need to actually be output from this instead. Actually, let me take that out of there. Put the headphone jack back. Because I did have something connected to it previously. Trying to remember how I did that. Oh yeah, I believe it's still connected, but it's all the way over here. Let me see if this works. I'm off screen just a second just to get this hooked up over here and see if it will recognize MIDI. Or if it'll pull up the iPad. No, it doesn't seem to recognize it. Trying to figure out how to get this to work with an external synth. Okay, so they probably want to connect it through one of those in the back where it says CV/gate. So the one cord that's running, okay, yeah, it's running from a patch cord, and that patch cord connects to that with, okay, with the quarter-inch. Yeah, I just don't see how that is going to work today for us if we're following those instructions. So let's go back to where we were. Okay, I believe we were, let's see. So I have a feeling that to be able to try that out, I need a different type of cord. Yeah. Okay. MIDI input port. Interesting. So we'll go with the MPK Mini Play MK3 because I don't really see how it's going to work with the iPad. That we'll have to try for a different day. But say we got that connected there. Let me see how they have this set up here. So MIDI input, they have it set to all ports, and then MIDI output MPC A. Probably read that again. Okay, so let's see. Your sequencer track should look something like this, where your synth's MIDI input is connected by MIDI cable to MPC's MIDI out A. The synth's MIDI input is connected by a MIDI cable to MPC's MIDI out A. Yeah, the thing is, I really don't think there's any options with this here. It's just a straight USB connection with my MPK Mini. So it won't be able to connect to that. So maybe I'll just select the MPK Mini Play instead and see if we can play along here. Okay. Now connect the audio output of your synth to the recording inputs of your MPC using suitable audio cables. Like, yeah. Because it's connected by USB, it wouldn't be connected to where I believe it should be. Yeah, see, there's a couple MIDI in whole bunch of MIDI out. But this doesn't use that type of chord, so we might have to try this on a different day. But let's continue and see if anything happens. So we're then audio. I'm gonna go on the track row and hit the plus icon. Creates a new blank audio track. Now we're gonna tap on input config to open the inspector. Okay. Set the input to match the inputs you connected your synth to. If it's a mono synth, just use input 1. For gosh sakes, I couldn't even say which input it is. I don't think it is any of those. So So it's telling me to set the input to match the inputs you connected your synth to. If it's a mono synth, just use the input 1, tap on the record arm button, which is that, and then hit the monitor button. And that'll hear your synth play back. Tap on hide or input config to hide the inspector. Go to edit audio. Where's edit audio? Right here. And hit record and play start to begin recording your synth directly to this audio track. So yeah, I think I understand. If I had a synth, I could output the synth into the input 1 or 2 there, or to the MIDI inputs 1 and 2 on the back, and it would record in here under an audio track whatever I play on the synth. And once your sequence is played through, you just hit stop. Now you go back to the main and select the original MIDI track. And either mute it or delete it. Track pencil icon, then clear. Hit play start, and now you should hear your external synth audio track instead. So if I had recorded anything, you would hear it. Okay. Well, looks like in the future that's something I can work on again. Once I get myself an actual synth, then we can hook it up. All right, so I think I got the gist of it, though. Understanding how to record the synth. All right, so the disadvantages of working with bounced tracks. Bouncing plug-in and MIDI tracks to audio is a quick and usable option, but not without its disadvantages. Firstly, an audio track is no longer comprised of editable MIDI data, so when you return to standalone mode, that track is somewhat fixed. Yes, you can edit the audio using the variety of tools available. We'll be using these a lot in the last 2 chapters of the book that we'll edit some vocals and scratching performances. But ultimately, the process of converting a MIDI track into audio does severely reduce the amount and ease of change or performance. Consider if you want to change one of the notes in your soft lead track. In a MIDI performance, it's simply a case of going to grid edit and literally moving, transposing that note to a different pitch location in the grid. With audio, we'll probably have to open the audio track in sample edit and perform all manner of slicing and pitch shifting, which is a complete pain. The other option is to go back to controller mode and redo the original track and rebounce. The second problem, specifically for plug-in tracks, is that all your initial plug-in related creative processes must be performed entirely in controller mode. This presents a problem for many MPC users, as they specifically bought their MPC to be a pure standalone machine, and they want to create their beats without being tied to their computer, which is exactly how I feel. I'm the type of person that just loved that I was able to do everything standalone with the machine, hands-on, rather than being on a computer with a mouse clicking and stuff like that. It just, to me, this was more appealing, but I can see that there are other things that you can do on the computers, so I'm not opposed to learning how to do those things, but to get me initially interested, standalone was definitely a much more easier option to learn, I thought. So wouldn't it be great if we could just load up our favorite VST plugins in standalone mode? Well, while this isn't currently possible, in the next chapter, I'll introduce the next best thing, Auto Sampler. Okay. So we actually completed chapter 24 today. I'll let chapter 25 go until next let's see, it's Easter weekend, so I probably will not be. So today's Friday, actually, so yeah, I might be able to get this in tomorrow, chapter 25 tomorrow. Yeah. And then Sunday, I might be missing Sunday to spend time with the kids, so we could do our Easter thing on Sunday, and then I'll try and be back on Monday, but possibly won't be back till Tuesday. Alright, well, anyway, for the last few minutes, since we finished there, what I'll do is I'll just save what we did, and I'll go into the menu. I'm going to convert VST plugins with Auto Sampler when we come back. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'll get out of controller mode and I'll go back to, nah, actually I'll just leave it in controller mode. And I'll just load up a random beat and we'll play around with that for the rest of the day. We only have about 8 minutes left for today, but anybody that tuned in, thank you for checking it out. If you can, if you've been here for 10 minutes, please jump in the chat. I'm trying to get 5 people in the chat at once. That's one of my goals. Other than that, hit the follow button, because I'm trying to get 50 followers and I'm at, I think, like 19 now. So still a little ways to go, but it would be great to hit that that goal as well very soon. And yeah, let's check this out here. Huh, interesting. I don't hear anything. Oh, because I changed the line input on the back, I believe. Oh, it's doing that weird thing still, where it's playing all weird. So there is something up with having it output that way. Yeah. I might need to just put on the speakers on the computer to hear what it actually sounds like. No, it's going all weird. Yeah, I feel like something's messed up. I'm going to actually shut down the program. And I'm going to eject all of these and go back into standalone mode. And the reason you need to eject all your drives that are connected to your MPC before you go back in standalone mode is because it will corrupt and damage your disks, anything you have connected to it, if you don't eject first. So I always make sure I've got that done, and it looks like it's all good. So now I can hit standalone and it gives you the warning, and I hit yes because everything should be all good. I think I'm getting some type of warning I've never heard before. I don't know what it was. Everything should be good to go though. I might be switching up my time slot, most likely in the, not next week, but maybe starting next Friday, instead of being 10 to 11 a.m., I'll most likely be moving it to be 5 to 6 p.m. during the week, and then 10 to 11 a.m. Saturday, Sunday. But I'll remind you of that right before it happens, and I'll update my schedule. For now, I might be missing a couple days this weekend as well, just because I'm traveling for Easter. So if I am able to do it, I'll be here. But if not, have a good Easter and enjoy your time with your family. Excuse me. I'm Philly Good. You're watching The Goods Fam on Twitch. And I'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thank you for tuning in. I'll raid you over to another
this some
channel.
Classic shit. This rap, I mastered it. You a little bitty bastard bitch. You don't even understand the half of it. If Phil stepping in with whip skills to whip. If not, so what? Never gonna fake it. But that's besides the point. I roll another joint, put reasons on paper while I breathe vapor. Now my team came together to be joined. Aside from the obvious fact, rhyming sick. We rap some whack shit, we're back in 9-6. Since then we show and prove that we sure improve. I'm back at it like a hack from my asthmatic. It's a bad habit, see my skills and you grab at it. But you can't grip it in your face, man, I laugh at it. You said sex in your face, man, I laugh at it. Traditionally, I'll take a tradition, transition into a different tradition. Displays my opinion into an omission. Lost a position, oh man, then again the transmission. Cataclysm, boom, that the cycle regenerates. Into another form of organic degenerates. He manifests and saw smashing plates, storing carbon switch plates. Then it goes to trash into the gates. Siren screaming, a demon with some warning and clearing. Stand aside, get vibes like negative tribes. Hide inside your mind like I've always felt. Take off your belt to beat them like a pussy ass bitches wouldn't even.
Hey, Jordan.
Take a moment to tone it down, momentarily spoken out loud. If you're feeling proud about the way you spouted out, don't doubt that we can't do it now, and we do it better whenever, wherever you say sprays.
Alright, peace out all y'all. Have a good one.
For days, put me on trial and win the case. Yeah, I'll continue your place. Raise the ruckus and we'll bust nuts after we bust heads. You may bust lead, but I'm from Canada. We'll beat you till you're dead. I'm well fed, but I'm scrawny as hell. As you can tell, I'm short as well. I fell off because I wasn't seated properly. My motto is I get to where I got to be. Even without knowing or showing how my knowledge isn't flowing. Introducing ill Phil. He will spit while inducing feelings of terror in an era of killing. Holding it down while I'm holding my ground. In tune with the sound and prepared to pound. So here I come now.